Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Joe. Joe, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Qasim. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Joe, can you please let us know where you live and what you do?
Yeah, so I'm down here in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm the owner and founder of Apastioli and Apastioli Farms and the author of From Bars to Jars.
Awesome. So, can you please let us know what are your core responsibilities in your company? Because a founder may have a lot of responsibilities. So, just to understand what responsibilities are at your side.
Sure. So, yeah, I wear a lot of hats. I do everything from all the graphics, the marketing, the sales, setting up distribution, and scaling the business, which I was forced to do recently.
Awesome. So when we are talking about the sales and marketing side, so obviously sales is connected with the marketing, and marketing and sales both are equally important thing for for any business. Maybe sales is more important, but obviously it works with the marketing. So
Absolutely.
for the marketing side, how do you do the marketing? Like, do you rely only on the digital marketing, or you rely on the offline marketing, or maybe a mix and match?
Yeah, so there's a lot of guerrilla marketing involved with what I do. So, first of all, I had to create the product. So, the packaging is really honestly more important than what's in the package. You know, uh, so it took a lot of testing, trial and error to see I had the prototype at first. The prototype was enough to get me my first sale in the grocery stores. And then once they placed their order, I released an official retail ready packaging and started with that. And then actually what happened like a month into my business, I already had gotten into 4 stores, and then I got a cease and desist letter from a company. So I had to do a name change. I had to take down the product in those 4 stores, repackage with a new name, get that trademarked and all that. And then, just watch how the sales generated based on just that packaging alone before doing any kind of trial marketing or anything like that.
So why this packaging is more important? Because at the end this is just a packaging.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of noise when you're on the shelf in a grocery store. There's these color schemes. It's like a palette. And, I wanted to be able to stand out on the shelf from eye level. Just, first glance, I wanted us to stand out. So I did, bright green caps and white label, and then have my face on the jars and stuff. And it kind of helped stand out.
Awesome. So in terms of your product differentiators, what are your differentiators? Because I believe there will be a lot of competitors in the market in the same business, but obviously you do have some differentiators. What are these differentiators?
We do, yeah. So, in the Charleston market, I think we got lucky. I noticed that there wasn't any local Italian food manufacturers in the grocery store. So right away, that kind of set us apart, being, it was kind of an untapped market for Italian food locally. So that kind of set us off. And then when I started doing the trial marketing, in-store tastings and stuff like that, the quality stood out because this is authentic. It's clean label, all natural products, low sodium, no cholesterol, low calorie, versus what's out there in the spaghetti sauce aisle was all like bioengineered stuff, factory made. This was all being done by hand, and it was produced locally in a commissary kitchen. People could identify and relate to that, and then also the taste and the personality that I brought to these in-store tastings. My background in the entertainment industry as a musician, I kind of treated these in-store tastings as if they were concerts without the music.
Awesome. But do you think your customers also know all these things about your product?
Yeah, they do. So I have somewhat of a reputation coming into this business, but I had no experience or reputation as somebody in the food industry. So this was something new for the followers that I already had. And then, the new faces that I encountered once they started seeing who I was and then looking me up and then getting a full picture of the story, it kind of made it unique and intriguing.
So do you ask people for the testimonials, or maybe live tasting where you capture something and you post it on the social media or the website? Do you do these sort of things?
Oh yeah. So at the tastings, taking I have my laptop out there so people could put their email in, get free recipes, take pictures with me. I have somebody videotaping the tastings. I create a lot of content, which is another hat that I wear. I do content creation. So I'm constantly filming and, using all that in my social media campaigns.
Awesome. All right. So, Joe, in fact, there are many businesses who are burning out every day because people face a lot of challenges, and
hmm
because of those challenges, sometimes entrepreneurs are not able to cope up with it, and they just leave it. So, I'm sure you must have faced a lot of challenges, and every day there is a new challenge. But yeah, if you
Definitely.
if you can share any challenge with us that you faced and you were able to cope up with it.
Yeah, so we had a good problem. We were forced to scale the business. In retrospect, I should have been thinking scaling right from the jump street. So what happened was we were renting a commissary kitchen and we didn't know this at the time, but I was only going to be able to service 15 stores from that facility because I was doing everything myself too. I was cooking everything, packaging it, putting it in my Honda and delivering it. So now 15 stores, Piggly Wigglies in South Carolina, they're spread out, from the closest one being 5 minutes away, the farthest one about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it was taking a lot of time and delivering stuff, and I was spending less time in the kitchen. But even at full capacity, 15 stores was the max. And then I got contracts for another 59 stores and then a distributor, another 80 stores. So I actually shut down the production facility February 1st to start scaling. And co-packing was going to be a solution, but it wasn't the ideal solution. So I had started thinking of farm to table. So I went looking for properties, found a 1,700-acre farm where I was going to build a facility from scratch. Well, the capital to do something like that is massive. It's a $25 million project. I thought I was going to be able to get that done sooner, get that investment sooner than what it was really realistically going to take. So I ended up having to do co-packing anyway. And the reason why co-packing wasn't looking ideal is because I really didn't want to share my recipes, even with contracts and NDAs and all that stuff. I really wasn't comfortable sharing and the process and the quality of my product I knew was going to be compromised to some extent doing mass production. But the stores are running out of product, so I need to get product back in those stores. So I had to make that concession and start co-packing before the farm is up and running.
Awesome. So, in terms of short-term goals, I'm not sure if you are looking for scaling because most of the time entrepreneurs are looking for the scaling all the time, and most of the time their short-term goals are for scaling as well. And sometimes, yeah, they do have goals for the sustainability as well. So, I want to know how you are thinking about this. You are going to scale something, or you're in sustainability mode?
Yeah, so the scaling when it comes to manufacturing, that part of it is kind of simple. Co-packers make 350 cases per SKU. I got 10 SKUs now, and then the distributors go pick it up from there, and then we start servicing more stores, and then I'm just making appearances, tastings like I was, and then I have other sales rep now. We have to hire people so other people could go do in-store tastings and demonstrations. As far as the farm goes, that's going to be vertically integrated, which is a little more complicated because now we're growing the crops from the field, goes to the processing, packaging, and then distribution right there, all under one, entity. But yeah, and
Yeah.
then so I'm actually splitting my company up into a nonprofit and a for-profit. So it's like a hybrid business model. The nonprofit will actually own the land and be a staffing agency for people in recovery and veterans, single moms, parolees, ex-convicts, people that are trying to have second chance, get a second chance, because that's basically the inspiration to my whole business has been that. In my own personal story, I've recovered from a lot of heartbreaking situations, a lot of trauma. So essentially, trauma to triumph is my whole story. And that's what I want to give to other people that are going to be helping me see this thing to fruition.
That's awesome. In fact, you are working on a cause as well. Whenever a business meets a cause, this is something where there's a big difference. Awesome. So can you please let us know, because now a cause is also added in it. So can you let us know what is success like in terms of your business? What is success for you? How you measure the success?
How many lives we affect in a positive way? How many lives are transformed as a result? How many people find faith as a result of working with us? How many the people we encounter who are down on their luck that, maybe by hearing our story, tasting our food, they start having ideas and get inspired to maybe look into their faith and find some redemption for themselves. You know, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, there's going to be money, and you know, success can be measured that way, like sales and growth, and you know, your trajectory and how many stores and all that, which is you know great. But I think what's more important is the impact on a social level.
Yeah, that's the simplest thing to understand the success. Like if you are just considering your revenue or the profit, so that's the simplest thing to understand the success. But yeah, obviously, when you have an impact, this is completely different thing.
Right. The mathematical success, you know, is kind of simple, but
Yeah.
a spiritual success is a lot more involved, a lot deeper and more meaningful.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So we were talking about the goals. You were talking about the short-term goals. So I think I missed. What about the
Mm.
long-term goals? Like, where do you see your company after 2, 3 years?
Yeah. So, you know, part of the short term goals, right? I have this book out and now it's being converted to a film adaptation, you know, talking to some producers and whatnot, you know, so short term, I'm going to be filming soon and hopefully that gets pitched to the networks, that gets picked up. And then, you know, that will turn into a long term goal, which is an ongoing series, a legacy being developed. And then, you know, by year 5, I hope to have about 1,000 employees, you know, and have this even go international. There's some export opportunities I'm working on right now, different countries that are looking for our products because other countries want healthy, clean food as well, you know?
So, which countries you are thinking about? Because I think in this case, you will have to take care about the taste in those areas as well, if they like it or not. So, which countries you are thinking about?
So Germany, the UK, and Japan, I have some opportunities there. A company in Japan has already reached out because Japan is all about high quality.
Yeah.
Products really have to go through a fine tooth comb to get approved over there, and they're already interested. So that's a very good indication that it can do well.
Well, that's great. Best of luck. So, at the end, Joe, can you please give us the biggest piece of advice, in fact, to all entrepreneurs and the ones who are thinking about to be their own boss?
Capital, you know, if you have a good credit score, use that to your advantage. I unfortunately got into this business not. I completely had to bootstrap this thing, nickel and dime and everything. If I had a good credit score and some capital behind me, I could have gotten my own facility right from the beginning and then able to grow, able to handle the demand that I didn't know was coming. Like I said, it's a good problem to have that demand, but if you don't have the capital to scale when you need be, you know, it could be a problem. So I've had 2 months now without any income because I had to shut down the facility. Thank God I have a book, so I can't say I don't have any income. I have the book now. It's kind of saving me, but shutting down, my car got repossessed the same day I got into LA Weekly. So I'm getting national headlines because of the demand, because of the impact my products are having, but I can't produce any. So it was a conundrum for sure.
That's a true advice. Awesome. So at the end, Gio, please let our viewers know how they can reach you. You can share website, social media handles, or whatever you think you want.
Sure, yes. So apastioli.com. People probably can't pronounce that or say that, but it's apastioli.com. APASTIOLI.com. And then if you Google Apastioli, we'll come up on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff.
Awesome. Well, Joe, it was really nice talking to you. I enjoyed the conversation and especially the advice. So, well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me, Qasim. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joe. Have a good day and stay in
You too.
touch. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.